All right, welcome back to Schoology How-Tos. Today I'm going to talk about attendance, members, and analytics all at the same time. There's not a whole lot to cover with these because unfortunately I can't really show you guys a whole lot because I don't have any students in this class, but let's go ahead and go to attendance. So typically your school probably has a different way of taking attendance. Some schools use Schoology, some schools, my school in particular uses Infinite Campus, but if you are one of those people who likes to keep track of attendance in multiple platforms, this would be a good option. So what you would do if you had students is you would click the start button on whatever day. So you would click the start button, and then based on which kids are present, absent, late, excused, things like that, you would just label it with that symbol. So basically, like if your first student here was absent, you would just keep clicking on this box right here until the absent symbol pops up. So this is a good way to keep track of absences if you want to keep it in more than one spot, especially because like the absent and late are in red and the present and excused are in green. So if you're like me, I'm a visual person and I like seeing different colors. So that really helps as a visual to see who was in class and who wasn't. So definitely feel free to use that, but obviously I can't really show you a whole lot about it because I don't have any students in this class. But then you have the members section of Schoology, and obviously I'm the only member in here right now, but anyone who's an admin, it'll show this little badge next to their name. So obviously I'm the instructor of this course, so I have a little badge. I created it. To add people to your class, you can click add members. And then I have like a bunch of names on here from people at my school, but you can add members that way. You can also make people admins after they join your class by clicking here, and it'll say like make admin next to their name. So if you wanted to add like another teacher to your class and you wanted them to be able to edit things in the class, then you could do that. You also, I think my personal preference to get people to add this class is you have this access code over here. You can also check this to require approval. So if people want to, it's almost like a friend request on Facebook. In order for you to be friends with somebody, you have to accept them as a friend. So same thing here, you would have to accept them before they're able to see your class. So you can make it that way. You don't have to. And then, but you would give them this access code. So you would give them that code, and then they would go to, in their Schoology page, they would go to courses. They would click on my courses, and then they would click on join a course, and then they'll just type in that access code that you gave them, and then they can join your class. So I personally prefer that. That way it makes it a lot easier. I usually, like a lot of times, if a teacher wants to join my class, I just give them my access code and let them have at it. So let's go back to the class, and we're going to talk a little bit about analytics. So analytics is a good thing to use if you're trying to keep track of when students access the material and how long they were on Schoology. So in a course like this one, where the students are working on their own, it's good to see how long they've spent on it, just to kind of keep track of how much time they're putting into the course. I typically use this a lot when we were doing virtual learning and a lot of the work was asynchronous. So what this tells you is it'll give you a list of your students in the class, no matter if they've accessed Schoology or not. It'll tell you the last time they accessed Schoology. It'll tell you, so that'll be like a date and a time. It'll tell you the last course material they accessed. So whether that in this class would be like Unit 1 was the last thing they opened, or something like that. And then it'll tell you like the total time they spent on that time. So on that time they logged in. So Again, I don't have any students in here, but that's what it would show you. So a lot of times, like for a specific example, when we were doing a lot of asynchronous stuff during virtual learning, and I noticed that someone, like a student, wasn't turning in any of their work, I could look here and see when the last time they logged in was. And if it said like, oh, wow, they haven't logged in like 2 weeks, then I could email home and say like, hey, just wanted to let you know, so-and-so has not logged into into Schoology in 2 weeks. So just wanted to give you a heads up. But then you have that data and proof that they haven't accessed in a while. So that just kind of helps you keep track a little bit closer which students have accessed Schoology and when. So that's a little bit about attendance, members, and analytics. Obviously, it would be easier if I had students in my class, but that's just a general idea of them.